Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Back in 2022, I was working at a very toxic job at a tutoring center, and I was routinely recording videos documenting what I was going through and what I learned from it. And I got a lot of good advice from a bunch of my viewers here, so it was not a total loss. But as I was documenting it, I was getting a ton of dislikes, and I was very upset. I had been YouTubing for 10 years at the point, and all of a sudden, my channel ratings quickly went to shit over the ongoing activities. I was really upset. It was around Thanksgiving, if I remember correctly. I shot a video asking people to please change their dislikes to likes, and when that didn't work, I pivoted my strategy and said, you know what? Why don't you please support my video by disliking the video? I'm going to go for being the most disliked channel in all of YouTube history. And something interesting happened. Not only did I stop getting so upset about the dislikes, but the person who was dislike bombing the videos, he lost interest in doing that as well. So it's good now. And long story short, I love that jingle so much that 3 years later, I'm still using it. Now, this past summer, 2020, summer of 2024, I had a situation that taught me the importance of having a life partner. Not necessarily a romantic partner, but a life partner. What had happened was that I had gotten very ill during a heat wave, and I got very hostile treatment in our society. We live in a very individualistic culture here in the United States. And unfortunately, I suck badly at networking with you, especially here in the United States. I tend to do okay when I travel to Taiwan, to Europe, and I'm almost thinking about leaving the United States, but I'm stuck here for the time being. I was using a dating website, and I had very bad fortunes with it. And I decided to, as a prank, I was going to take a break away from it for a few weeks anyway. So as a prank, I decided to pose for the camera, pointing left, asking people to please swipe left on the profile. I've already gotten a few weeks of left swipes. Why don't we go for a record? And I was going to take a break away from the site anyway, and I wanted to see what would happen if I got tons and tons of left swipes. And so a couple days later, I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought the website had crashed or something. I'd gotten 30-some likes. And I actually bought a membership just to see all the likes. And I met a girl in Houston, Texas. And it was a big inspiration. We didn't hit the sparks rate, but it was a good inspiration to get back on the saddle. And right now I'm talking to a girl here in the Phoenix area. And she's a creative writer, so get to know a little bit different area of studies, and brought a lot of inspiration to my art projects as well. And I want to sell this story to Hollywood. This idea of asking people for disapproval, it's just one funny story after another. Eventually, I may move out of the Phoenix area. I'm thinking before I move, I teach at a community college right now. Before I move, I want to ask my students to leave a bad review my last semester teaching there. I don't know if that's going to come back to haunt me, though. But I love the concept of asking for disapproval so much that I'm thinking about doing it. I could ask, and maybe document the fact that I'm doing this as a gag, and whether I get a good or a bad review, it's going to be good, right? If I get a good review, I'll just pretend that the ask never happened. If I get a bad review, I could justify it by saying that that's what I was shooting for, right? It's the same reason that I asked for the dislikes. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.